This is the 2026 Buick Enclave Preferred. Is this the best bang for the buck trim level? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. I borrowed this Enclave from my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC in Shreveport, Louisiana. If you would like to know more about this model or anything else they have in inventory, check out the link down in the description of the video. Available in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, it depends on what you want. You're going to have the Buick Tri-Shield logo here on the hood, and we will have the LED daytime running lights and LED headlights down here. A little bit of a couple of different finishes here. For those of you that don't like gloss black, you will be happy to know that you don't have gloss black anywhere here on the front end, so that's going to be a nice thing. And we work our way around. Believe it or not, these gloss black wheels are 22 inches in size. You will also find a spare tire located underneath the floor in the rear of the vehicle. And as far as your remote goes, you're going to have all those features that I know you like. Lock, unlock, remote start. You can open and close your power tailgate. You also have the panic button right here. And there's a key located inside of the remote if you happen to need that. Now you might say, well, what am I going to do with that? Right here, let's see if I can get this off. There we go. There is where you will insert the key if the remote dies or the battery on the vehicle dies, something like that happens, and you will be able to still get into the vehicle. Your side view mirrors are going to have all of the features you want as well. They're going to be heated, they're going to be power adjustable, they're going to have the turn signal indicators built in, and we're also going to have blind spot monitoring. And when you push the button right there, you will also find that these are power folding side view mirrors. Like I said, all of the features that I know all of you are looking for. We'll also have passive entry here on the front door handles and the rear door handles. If you're not familiar with what that is, that means you can lock and unlock all four doors from the front or the rear doors. We'll find the roof rails up top, our shark fin antenna, also the rear roof spoiler. We finish things off here with our LED tail lights that are going to have a similar design to what we saw with the LED daytime running lights on the front. The Tri-Shield logo, the Enclave and Buick logos will also be here as well. Under the hood is the 2.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder. It makes 328 horsepower and 326 pounds-feet of torque, and it will be mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. How about your MPGs on this particular model? We're looking at 20 city, 25 highway, 22 combined, and 4.5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. You have a 19.4 gallon gas tank, and while these numbers are estimated, not guaranteed, you can drive about 388 miles in the city on a single tank of gas. Out on the highway, that number could potentially be 524 miles. If you own a 2025 or 2026 Enclave, tell me what kind of numbers you have been achieving. And when properly equipped, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds. Now, you do have the power hands-free tailgate here. If you want to just stand here, you will hear all those beeps and you'll see the lights flashing, then the tailgate opens. I didn't touch anything, I didn't do anything. Now, there is a feature that you can use to make that work if it's not working on the center screen that allows to make that much easier. Now I'm going to use the buttons right here. If you want to lower the middle seats, I already did that, but you can push the buttons to lower those. Now you will have to manually raise those back up. Notice you only have the down arrow right there. You have the down and up arrow with your rear seats. So let's see if these will go down. I may have to move the middle seats forward. Yep, I need to do that. And now you'll see that the seats will go ahead and go all the way down. Something that's good to know about. Maybe I did that on purpose just so I could show you, right? But that is one of the things that you will need to do. Your spare tire is located underneath this area of the floor. There's a lot of space there for storage, and there are the instructions on how to gain access to your spare tire and all the tools that you need to change the tire. Now, one thing to notice here is if I start to bring the seats back up, notice if I take my finger off the button that it stops. So you will have to hold the buttons down to get the seats back up into their upright position. Just something to note, maybe make things a little bit more convenient for you. You will also find a 12-volt power outlet here in the rear. Also, via the infotainment screen, your center screen, you can also change the height of the tailgate to a couple of different settings depending on what you need. Let's talk about what your second and third row passengers will find. Plenty of room with the armrest. It is nice and comfortable. It is padded, and you will find the door bin right here. One thing to note for third row passengers is the fact that you can move these middle seats back and forth. As you can see, I have the seat over there on the right hand side or passenger side all the way forward, and the seat over here on the driver's side all the way back. To gain access to the third row, you could use the pass-through between the seats, or we can just hold this button down. Let me hold that down and get that up and out of the way. Just like that, pretty easy to do. There are the rails that the seats slide on. And one thing you might have noticed, I haven't talked about a panoramic sunroof. While there is a panoramic sunroof available, this particular model does not have one. And believe it or not, leg space back here isn't too bad. This seat being as far back as it is, let me move over here to the passenger side and you'll see that there actually is a good bit more. I would rather sit in the second row or the passenger seat, or drive for that matter, but it is an area where adults can potentially sit. And we'll find a USB port, as you can see right there, a couple of cup holders, and there's that pass-through that anybody who can fit can use to get in and out of this area. Now, speaking of getting in and out, if you don't want to use the pass-through and you want to get out, but the passengers forgot to let you out, guess what? Push that button right there and the seat will get up and out of the way. One more thing I want to point out, something that I think is a very good feature, is the fact that you have the roof-mounted air conditioning vents for the second and third row passengers. Why is that important? In some vehicles out there, such as the Honda Pilot, you will find that they are located down here. So in my opinion, this is better for the airflow to get to your passengers quicker than it would if the air conditioning vents were mounted down in this area. And we do have a lot more space here in the middle row. Rear seat pockets, we're going to have our cup holders right here, and you have a couple of different ways to control the third zone of climate control. We have dual in the front, single in the rear, but that can all be controlled from the center screen right there, and I'll show you how to do that when we get to that area. You have the 110 volt power outlet down here and a couple of USB options for connectivity, and the captain's chairs here have the armrests built in. I do wish they were a little bit longer. It just seems like they're a little short to me. I'll show you on my seat here. Yeah, that's a little bit short for me. It'd be nice if they came out to about right here, but that's the way that Buick has designed everything here. But overall, very comfortable here in the second row. We'll obviously have our lighting, the dome lights here, and a lot of this is controlled via the center screen. Let's talk about all of what you're going to find in the front seat. And for those who want a little more space with the door bin and the armrest, the front doors will provide that. We will also find that you have power adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger with lumbar support. So for those who wanted to know, there's the answer to that question. There's the glove box. And we have a floating center console here, basically creating a pass-through, plenty of space right there. And there is also going to be an additional 12 volt power outlet in that area. We'll see some USB connectivity here, depending on what it is you need. I like the design and the way that this wireless charging pad is, because your phone should stay connected to the wireless charger in the position where it lays right here, as opposed to some other vehicles out there. And we'll find our cup holders. Now there is some gloss black, so don't go playing the piano on that too much because it will fingerprint up. There is the knob for your volume, all of that good stuff, and plenty of space here for the center console lid to double as an armrest. We also have the little tray right here. That is removable, in case you were curious. So there is quite a bit of space within the center console. So how about the sticker price? $53,310. Let's see what else you get for that price. We're going to have the digital rear view mirror. If you want to use that as a conventional rear view mirror, you can do that, but you can also use it this way. And then we're going to have all of our different controls underneath right here, depending on what you need to control and what you might need to change as far as your settings go. You're going to use this button to navigate your way through, and then on the right side of this area is where you're going to actually make your adjustments. Whether it's going to be if you dim or brighten, zoom in, zoom out, change the angle, whatever it is you want to do, you can do all of those things here. See, there we are zooming in just to show you a little bit of what's available. We're going to have our sunglass holder up here, and we'll have everything else here as far as your OnStar, and there's where your hazard light button is in case you're looking for that. You can see some of the other features that are up there. Over here on the driver's side door, we do have seat memory. At the price point, while this is not the most expensive vehicle you can buy in this day and age, for over $50,000, personally, I think you should have seat memory on the passenger side and the driver's side. We do have it here on the driver's side, all of your controls for your side view mirrors. And as far as your windows go, all 4 windows will be one touch down. Only the driver's window is one touch up. You can see that via the buttons and the graphic that is on each button. And if you're looking for your power parking brake, here it is. We will also find that we can turn the auto stop start on and off right there. It depends on what you want. Auto hold for your brakes. And your driving modes right here. What are the driving modes? Let's go through those. So you're going to have Tour, and we'll go to Sport, Snow and Ice, and also your tow haul mode. Now, let's talk about the steering wheel real quick. All of your steering wheel mounted controls here. You do have a heated steering wheel. Turn that on and off right there. You can adjust everything for the volume here. And if you want to change the look of what you see on the driver's display, we push this button right here. You can bring up navigation and also bring up some of the other features that are here depending on what you want to see and adjust. It's pretty easy to figure out, pretty easy to deal with. Everything for adaptive cruise control is over here on this side, and your voice commands, so you don't have to take your hands off of the steering wheel to do whatever it is you need to do with the vehicle. We have our shifter paddles here on the back of the steering wheel, and you have your volume control right here over there on the left-hand side. You will have the control for changing what it is you're listening to, stations, whatever music you're listening to. Now, it is a manually adjustable steering wheel. We drop the lever right there, and that's how you adjust it. And here's your shifter. Pretty easy to figure out. Just put your foot on the brake, and you can go into drive, go into reverse. Now, you will have to pull back on that to do that, and then move it up or down, depending on what you need to do. To go out back into park right there. That's how we do that. Everything for your front and rear window wipers will be located here. And you can also use your turn signal indicators, your blinkers right here, depending on which direction you need to go. It's a real novel thing, but believe it or not, you can let people around you know what you're doing before you do it. How many of you actually knew about that? Some of you don't. I know, because I drive around you. Okay. Aside from the sarcasm, yes, I love to talk about that. You actually have a head-up display here too. So if you want to adjust that, here's the thing. Number 1, you're going to select HUD right there, and then we select Adjust HUD. Now you can make several adjustments depending on what you want to do. Hopefully you can see how nice and bright that is. And what you're going to do is you can adjust brightness. You can go across here. Let's go back. We're going to go across. You can adjust the height, and then you can also adjust the rotation. So depending on what you want to do, that is how you do it. So 30 inches. From side to side here on the screen, that's a total of 30 inches. So I like that. It works well. It looks nice. And you can see everything that we have here. You have Google Assistant, the Play Store, all of that Buick vehicle status. It's all here. We have a camera, multiple camera views, overhead camera view, your standard view right there. There's your overhead if you want to see that. Now you have a couple of different options, as you can see right there. So you see what I'm doing right there. That's how I'm adjusting that. And we can do the same with the front and rear cameras. There's your rear camera. There is your front camera. It just depends on what it is you need to do. And that's very easy to work with. And depending on your situation, you can go with side. You can also go with your hitch view. It just depends on what you need to see. You also have ambient lighting here. Quite a few different colors you can choose from. That is very nice. If it's not bright enough for you, or maybe it's too bright, we can go to brightness right here, and we can adjust that, as you can see. Now, I told you there's a lot going on here with the center screen. And to show you a lot of the features, we're going to go right here. This is what we're going to select. So you can see, if you want to turn the dome light on and off, there's where you do it. Your power window lockout, cameras, all the different adjustments are here. Auto high beams. How about turning your headlights on and off? Go to lights right here. Here are the headlights. Just leave it on auto. You don't have to worry about it, but if you want to, you can turn them on and off right here. As you can see, you can turn them off completely if you want to. There it is, turn off, or we can just go to auto. Same thing with the dome light. We can go with our auto high beams on and off right there. Personally, I would rather see everything have physical controls, but a lot of automakers seem to be going in this direction. What do you think about that? Now, climate. As I told you, you can adjust the front seat controls here. Now, you do have physical controls for your air conditioning here as well. But here's how we go to adjust our rear, as you can see. So you can see how that back seat is highlighted. So that's going to let you know that you can adjust what's going on back there if you want to from the driver's seat. Quite a few things going on with these different features. It's really pretty easy to deal with. It's just a matter of using what I like to refer to as the hunt and peck method to figure it all out. You've got the navigation that's built in here. Also, with the center screen, you can wirelessly pair your smartphone if you want to. And while it's kind of hard to see, there's Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. I don't have anything paired right now. But overall, a pretty convenient interior, plenty of room, plenty of space here for the driver and passenger seats, which, by the way, are also going to be heated. We have 3 stages, as you can see right there. All right, here we go on the test drive. The ride quality is comfortable. The driver's seat itself is comfortable with a lot of adjustability built into it. You have an 8-way adjustable driver's seat here in the front seat area and a 7-way adjustable power passenger seat, both obviously power adjustable. And with the steering wheel being tilt and telescopically adjustable, you're in good shape there where you can adjust the seat and the steering wheel, no matter your height, to be able to accommodate for that. Plenty of room for ability to adjust things, whether you're really tall or not so tall, you'll be fine. Easy to see out of, but you also have a lot of great safety features that will help you out driving down the road. Built-in blind spot monitoring, the side view mirrors. You've got your digital rear view mirror if you want to take advantage of that. And depending on what you want to do, yep, you can go with all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive. It just depends on where you live. If you live in those environments where you deal with a lot of low traction situations in the snow and the ice, obviously all-wheel drive is going to be better for you. Now, how about our turning radius? That's not bad. And get on down the road here. Now you do get a little bit of engine noise, but keep in mind, as we listen just a little bit, it's not too bad, but it is really quiet in here. Fan speed is all the way down, no radio on, nothing like that. So it's going to sound a little bit more noisy than it might otherwise. It just depends on the situation, the road you're driving on. There's a few different things that factor into that. But overall, it is a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. Plenty of room in the front 2 rows. The 3rd row, well, it offers a decent amount of space, but as is the case with the majority of vehicles out there that are 3-row SUVs, the 2nd row and the 1st row, the driver's seat area, the middle row area, are going to offer the most space. But you can adjust where those middle seats are to help out with your leg space for your 3rd row passengers. And a very versatile vehicle in a multitude of ways. For towing, for hauling, you have quite a bit of cargo capacity in the rear. And everything is pretty easy to get to. Now, I will say, the one thing I do wish was different here is that you didn't have so many controls in that center screen. Tell me what you think about that. Personally, I would rather see physical controls for the headlights and dome light and all that kind of stuff that I showed you that is in the center screen. Some people might say, that's no problem. I like it that way. That works for me. It just depends on who you are and what you like, what you don't like. But overall, I have to say, the Enclave is nice. Buick has done a very nice job over the last few years of making strides of moving forward with the quality of their vehicles, with the technology. I think they've done quite well. And there it is, the 2026 Buick Enclave Preferred. If you're curious to know about the trim levels in order, this is the base trim level. You can add a lot of great features to this trim level without spending as much money as you might on a higher trim level. It does go Preferred, Sport, Touring, and then Avenir. So tell me what you think down in the comments section. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Buick GMC for loaning me this Enclave for the day so I could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful to me. Please be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and make sure to share this video on your timeline on social media so other people can see it. If you'd like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.